Hi, I'm Christopher Roy, and this is Roy's Redneck Garage. This here is my 8N, and this here is my engine lift. As you see, I've already partially modified this engine lift to fit on the back of the 3-point of my Ford 8N. The reason this idea came about is I picked up this Dearborn loader for really ridiculously cheap. Now, granted, it has some cracks that need welded up and some things that need addressed and fixed on it before it can be a fully functional loader. The cylinders are bad, the pump is missing, and I had to make a new bracket for the front, which I do not have video of. In any case, I got the idea to take my engine crane that's been sitting in storage for a long time, weld some brackets to the back of it, put some 3-point pins onto it, and tie it into the 3-point. Now, when I got it all said and done and on there, my upper link could not be extended long enough for this to sit level through the range of motion on the PTO. On the 3-point hitch. This is unscripted. Alright, so now in a few minutes we're going to take that link, which has been cut in half and had a section of pipe made to fit in the middle of it. We're going to weld it back together, load it up on here after it's painted, and we'll test it out. Hopefully before the rain comes in, because they're calling for storms. It's the day after 4th of July. It's 92 degrees out here and it is hot. Alright, now here we go. What we have here is my old upper tie link for my 3-point hitch. I cut it in half at work on because I'm a machinist, we have a nice saw there. Cut it in half, took this piece of pipe here, drilled a hole in it, put it in a lathe, sanded it down so I get a nice clean weld, shoved it inside. I got about I think it was 90 thousandths gap, roughly, difference in diameter anyway from the ID to the OD here. So I have some spacers in the house, or the camper rather, that will work. We'll space this out and weld it together. Now, my set point is by turning these all the way in to create my spacing, because I only need about 4 or 5 inches of extra length in order to make this work properly, so the crane actually sits level on the back of that, back of my 8N tractor. So we're going to turn this in. I know a bunch of you said you had to go and saw my post from earlier and said, "Oh, great! Now thanks. Now I got to go build one of these." Well, I like to build things. It's kind of I do it at work, and I come home and I do it at home. So it's kind of who I am. Somehow we're going to figure out how to use that piece of angle and help keep everything straight, stuff like that. But we'll get to that in a minute. Always save cardboard. Makes a great seat for stuff. This happens to be the cardboard for my monster transmission for the truck that's sitting behind me here. Because I've got a million projects. I'm one of those guys. 50 projects and no time. Between my day job and everything else. So here we go. We have a 90 thousandths difference between the ID and the OD of these two pipes. I found that these cotter pins are 45 thousandths thick, which is half of 90. So we're going to figure out, fuddle with it, a way to get this in to space it. Because, you know, I like things to be nice and even and stuff like that. I could just weld it up and be all lopsided and funky looking, but a little bit more of a perfectionist than that. So we're going to try and get it as centered as possible by using these as spacers. So let's see if it works. Now there is a bit of a seam, a welded seam in here, because this is just regular, what looks like to be Schedule 40 pipe that's been swedged down and had threads put in it. That's literally all they did with these things. It's not very difficult. They use a lot of giant hydraulic piece of equipment, kind of like what they use to make exhaust, only a little bit more beefy. And we already have 45 thousandths here with this weld seam in here. So that's going to be one of our 3 points, because you only need 3 points to hold something center. So let's try it and see if it works. Keep in mind, this is Roy's Redneck Garage. Yes, I'm in shorts and flip-flops, and I'm going to weld. You know why? OSHA's not here. All right, well, that worked kind of well. There we go. It's actually quite evenly spaced now. So, that being said, I don't think we'll need the V-blocks because that's working right there. So we're just gonna leave it right like that. Got my Lincoln welder here. This is the one you get at Lowe's. It's $300. Works pretty well. I've been doing a lot of welding lately, so I've got a lot of build up here on the tip. I do have that Hobart spray. It's supposed to help with it. It works okay. But not my favorite product here. Alright. Don't forget your welding clamp or you look like pretty much an idiot. Alright, here we go. Guys, don't do this at home. Put some safety gear on. But like I said, we're doing this backyard Bob method, so knock off the long tip. Now I'm closing my eyes while I do this. Alright, well, I'm kind of happy with those tacks. Like I said, I'm not doing this the right way. But I'm at home, we're not at work. So what we're going to do now is we are going to unscrew these. If they want to come loose here. See, sometimes you weld, things shrink, they move. Apparently we tightened up against this. Now these are left and right hand thread. And this one does not want to come loose. Well, we have vice grips. Vice grips. They grip. Some $2 Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply specials here. There we go. Didn't take much for us, just a little bit. Now we're going to unscrew these out. Alright, so here's a way to stand this thing up. So you grab our old wheelbarrow wheel. Spark protection for shorts. But you know, I don't do this very much. No, at work I have to wear pants. I'm at home. I'm in shorts. It's 92 degrees out here. So let's weld this thing up. This is why I say remember to put your ground on. That's getting a little warm. I could put my welding gloves on, but all right. It's actually not a bad looking weld for flux core. But there you have it. There is a cheap, easy way to extend your upper arm on your 3-point. Back in a minute. All right. That's pretty damn straight. Now that it's cooled down, well, it's still a little warm. It's been about 10 minutes. The sun's showing on a little bit, so it didn't cool off that much. We're gonna wire wheel it down a little bit. We're gonna throw a coat of paint on it. So let's get that done right now. This is my rigged painting rig here. And before any of you say, aren't you going to degrease that before you paint it? Yeah, we'll degrease it a little bit. But for what it is, it's not real critical. A little brake clean, works real well. It's a tractor part. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, safety first always. I don't have breathing masks, filters, all that kind of stuff. So my best thing is just don't breathe in the paint. All right, at 92 degrees, I should be ready for a second coat here real soon. So, it's orange, almost Kubota orange. I don't own a Kubota. Be American, buy American. Yeah. All right, well, it's had time to dry. It's sat outside since 1 o'clock, and in this kind of heat, it dried pretty quickly. That looks pretty damn good, I might add. There's a slight little misalignment to it, but you know, it's a lot better than it could have been. I'm okay with it. It'll do the job it's intended for. So what do you say we screw it back together, put it on the tractor, and give it a little test, huh? All right. So we put a little grease on the threads to keep everything from rusting up. There's a few little welding boogers in there, but we'll knock them out in a little bit. That's about right. All right, so here we are, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Just kidding. Let's install this right now, and we'll see how well it works. If I'm good, I'm good. If not, this whole video will be a failure. Drilled my holes a little tight. They're right on 1/2 inch. Well, there you have it. The extension worked. It's the right length. And to be honest, I winged it a little bit. As in engineering, you make a few attempts, you make a few adjustments, and then you get perfection. All right, what do you say we start this thing up and try out the lift? Well, there we go. She's a good running old tractor. Still running tell you honestly, it will lift more than a quarter ton in that position. The engine in my 64 Oldsmobile weighs over 1,000 pounds itself. All cast iron heads. Let me tell you what, that was no easy feat to remove that from that car. But it did it in this same fashion with a chain like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to back up to this Dearborn loader, I'm going to grab the chain, and we're going to lift it up. Remember, it's always good practice to shut these tractors off when you're moving around and doing things on them, because like new tractors, they don't have safety features. This is old school, when men were men and sheep were scared. Alright, now that we have our chain, let's go ahead and hook this up and try and lift it in the air. Let's see what happens. I tell you what, it's hotter than the crack of Satan's ass out here. That should do it. Hello YouTubers, how are you? Roy here, Chris Roy. You're wondering why the video stopped. Well, here we are outside on another hot day. What happened to the video is the SD card failed, and unfortunately, well, all the footage is lost. So, here's an update to the rest of this film. Here is the engine lift. As you see there, those arms are bent. What I didn't account for when I performed my lift was forward swing of that loader, which probably weighs about 800 pounds or so. That's a lot of steel there. So what it did is I hit the brakes and swung forward and hit the back of the engine lift and bent those arms. Well, that kind of sucks. So in any case, I had to put that project aside and finish this Woods mower over here. So this is the Woods mower. We did a full restore on it. I purchased it in boxes for real cheap, and I do have pictures posted on my Facebook page. I don't know, we'll probably make a new Facebook page specifically for Roy's Redneck Garage and get the photos and story posted up on that. I made a few pulleys on it. I'm a machinist, so buried under that cover there is one of the pulleys I machined for this. The original one was plastic. It was pretty much a piece of crap, and oh, thank God that is over. Boy, that was rough to get through. We lost footage. We had some video issues. We had electronic issues. We had camera issues. We had a myriad of issues to get through that very first video for Roy's Redneck Garage. But I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, it will get better. I promise. We are currently working on several videos. They're in the editing process, and I literally have 15 and 20 projects going on at one time. We just restored a little lawnmower that we took to the Mechanicsburg Antique Steam Tractor Show. We rode it around all day with brand new motor. Broke the engine in on it. But I'll be posting some stuff on that here in the near future. Videos, some odds and ends, stuff like that, and we will see what our next major project will be. Put that on film, and we will see you guys there. I have not got a Facebook page put together yet, but we will have that, which will have upcoming events and things. If you guys live around the southern Chester County area and have a hot rod, a lawnmower project, a crazy custom gas powered anything, leave a comment, get in contact with me. we'd love to do a film spot on it and do a feature on it here on Roy's Redneck Garage. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see all of you in the next film.